A demon whose name means wrath, but whose earliest traces aren't even demons yet. Here's the twist: Asmodeus doesn't start as a monster. He starts as an idea. In the oldest Iranian material, the name comes from esma, a force of rage, frenzy, violent impulse. Not a horned being. Not a tempter. A state of mind that breaks order. That matters, because later texts turn this abstraction into a character, and the character keeps changing. By the time the name appears in Jewish writings, Asmodeus is no longer just anger. He's a personalized threat, cunning, disruptive, intimate. A figure that doesn't smash cities, he ruins lives, quietly. And here's the unsettling detail early readers would have caught. Asmodeus doesn't attack randomly. He targets boundaries, marriage, vows, sleep, order inside the home. That shift, from cosmic rage to domestic danger, is where the demon is really born. But how did that transformation happen? And what can we actually prove from the texts? The clearest early narrative comes much later, in a story about a woman whose husbands keep dying, one after another. In that account, Asmodeus isn't a symbol anymore. He's named. He's jealous. He kills before the marriage can even begin. And here's the key visual detail the text lingers on. A burned substance, placed deliberately, its smoke driven away from the room, not as an attack, but as a barrier. The action is simple. Almost clinical. No battle. No confrontation. Just removal. Notice what the text doesn't describe. There's no physical appearance. No monstrous anatomy. No origin story. Only outcomes, repeated death, disruption, fear. That tells us something important. Asmodeus isn't defined by what he looks like, he's defined by what stops him. He appears where intimacy should create stability, and instead produces loss. Later traditions expand him: lust, trickery, mockery, even humor. Sometimes terrifying. Sometimes unsettlingly familiar. That inconsistency isn't a flaw. It's evidence. Different communities inherited the name and reshaped it to explain different anxieties, moral, social, and domestic. So which version reflects the earliest idea, and which ones were built later to fill in the silence? When scholars line the sources up side by side, a pattern emerges. The earliest layer points to destructive rage, uncontrolled force that breaks cosmic order. The middle layer reframes that force as a personal adversary, a named being acting within human relationships. The latest layers turn Asmodeus into a full demon personality, complete with motives, habits, and stories. What we can prove is limited, but revealing. We can trace the name. We can trace the transformation. We can see how an abstract concept hardened into a demon over time. What we can't prove is a single, stable Asmodeus. There isn't one. There are versions, each reflecting the fears of the culture that told the story. So here's the question that matters going forward. Is Asmodeus best understood as a demon, or as a warning that rage, when given a name, starts to feel alive? Next episode, we'll look at another figure whose name may never have belonged to a being at all, only to a ritual. Forced choice. Was Asmodeus always a demon, or did belief turn an idea into one?